This is lesson 1-2, order of operations. In what order should you perform operations? And when we talk about operations, we're talking about multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, calculating values of exponents, working within parentheses and grouping symbols. You need to follow these rules. All right, and it's really essential that you know these rules by heart so that you can perform complicated calculations. First, evaluate expressions in grouping symbols, and by that I mean parentheses, or a division bar, for example, in a fraction. You could evaluate powers, that's the second step. The third step is then to multiply and divide from left to right, and then you add and subtract left to right. If you do these operations out of order, you will get a completely different answer. So you need to follow these steps. In example 1, we have 27 divided by 3 squared times 2 minus 3. The first thing we look for are grouping symbols, and there are none. So we're going to evaluate the power first. The power is 3 squared, or 9. So let's rewrite the problem. So that it's 27 divided by 9 times 2 minus 3. The next step is to multiply and divide from left to right. So we're going to start at 27. It's going to be 27 divided by 9 is 3. We're going to multiply by 2 and then subtract 3. So when we multiply 3 times 2, we get 6. We subtract 3 and get 3. That's the answer. You should try this one. It's 32 divided by 2 cubed plus 6. Take a second and work on that. Since there are no grouping symbols, do the exponent first. 2 cubed is 8. Then work on multiplying and dividing from left to right. So you're going to do 32 divided by 8, and then you're going to add 6. Hopefully that's the way you worked on the problem. The grouping symbols can be parentheses or division symbols, like in fractions. You know, the line that divides the numerator from the denominator? An example would be 7 times the quantity, 13 minus 8. In this case, because you have a grouping symbol, you would calculate the 13 minus 8 first. So your problem becomes 7 times 5. And that's 35. In the second problem, 24 minus the quantity, 3 squared plus 1, you're going to calculate what's in the grouping symbol first. That's 3 squared plus 1. 3 squared plus 1 is 10, so your problem becomes 24 minus 10, and that equals 14. When you have more than one grouping symbol, you must do the innermost grouping symbol first. In this problem, we have 2 times the quantity, 30, minus the quantity, 8 plus 13. The 8 plus 13 must be calculated first. So 8 plus 13 is 21. The problem then becomes 2 times the quantity, 30 minus 21, or 2 times 9, and that's 18. In the next problem, you can see that the fraction bar is also a grouping symbol. That means we're going to calculate everything in the numerator first, and then everything in the denominator, and then divide them. You may not divide first. That is one of the key problems that students have with these kind of things. So let's take a look at the first one. In the numerator, we have 8 plus 4. 8 plus 4 becomes 12. In the denominator, we have 5 minus 2, and 5 minus 2 is 3. Your problem then becomes 12 divided by 3 equals 4. I cannot say this strongly enough. You cannot divide 8 by 5 and 4 by 2. Right? Whenever there's addition or subtraction in the numerator and denominator, you must simplify that first before you divide. Now let's evaluate this one. We're going to calculate the value of the expression for the given value of the variable. So this expression not only has all kinds of operations and grouping symbols, but it has a variable in it. So they tell us that the value of the variable is 4, so we're going to substitute that in. The original problem is 9x divided by 3 times the quantity x plus 2. When x is 4, it becomes 9 times 4 over 3 times 4 plus 2. Right? Let's calculate that 4 plus 2. That's 6. So the denominator becomes 3 times 6, or 18. The numerator becomes 9 times 4, or 36. So your answer here is 2. Hopefully you won't have any problem with grouping symbols. Now, whether you know it or not, your calculator does do order of operations. So if you type in a lot of really complicated problems, it will figure out what to do first. Here's the glitch. You don't always have your calculator with you, so you need to know in what order to perform operations, and then you'll be successful.